Hello everyone, myself Vinesh Parmar, and today I'm going to talk about the biocoal, renewable and the massively producible from the lignocellulosic biomass. So, biocoal, it is the simple form of the biofuel, or the biocoal means the coal which is formed from the organic waste material, and the lignocellulosic biomass. It means the organic waste material. As shown in figure, this is the lignocellulosic biomass. It means simple organic material. So the simple formula is that you take the lignocellulosic biomass or the organic waste material, convert into the biocoal, and then produce the energy. So how this biocoal it is differ from the fossil fuel, and why it is the need to produce the biocoal. So biocoal does not contain the sulfur and the nitrogen oxide like the fossil coal. So when we burn the biocoal, it will release a very low amount of the greenhouse gases. So it is a very good for the environment also. This is the research paper which was published in the 3rd January 2020 in the Science Advanced Journal. Why this paper is very important and the crucial for the learning? Because as we all know, the population is increasing day by day. So population is increasing day by day, so that energy requirement is also requirement is also increasing day by day. So all the world is mainly dependent on the dependent on the fossil fuel. It means like petroleum and the natural gases and all. But as we all know, this fossil fuel is very lower in the lower on the earth, or a limited amount of the fossil fuel present on the earth. So we have to how can we satisfy the need of the energy for this population? So we have to produce a very new way to produce energy from the waste material. So this paper is very important for the production of the energy from the waste material. So as I and why what is the need of to produce this biocoal? Because as we all know, there are the many disadvantages to using the fossil fuel, because it is very limited amount present on the very limited amount on the earth. Second, it releases a very high amount of the greenhouse gases, so it pollute the environment, and it responsible for the climate change also. So as I have previously discussed, this is by using the this fossil fuel that responsible for the climate change in the environment pollution problems. So what are the alternative source for this? How can we save our environment, or how can we satisfy the people's need for this energy? So the simple answer is there is a biofuel. So these are the biofuels are the promising alternative for the future energy. So mostly from the lignocellulose materials, there are the mainly two forms produced. The first is the bio oil, and second is the biocoal. So the question is how can we produce this bio oil and the biocoal from this lignocellulosic material? So there are the mainly two procedure. There are mainly two procedure, or the two main part of this procedure is very important. The first is the pyrolysis, and the second process is the distillation process. So what is the meaning of the pyrolysis? Pyrolysis is, it's simple. If I want to say, there is a thermal degradation. Thermal degradation means pyrolysis. So this lignin, cellulose, semicellulose material, and the main compound of the biomass are degraded, or put on the high temperature. So it decomposes in the second and to form the small molecule compounds, in which about 50% of the volatile can be condensed to form the bio oil. And bio oil is a very thermo unstable compound. So it form the coke when being the heated, and then this bio oil go into the distillation process. So what is the meaning of the distillation process? To when the bio oil is produced from the pyrolysis process of the lignocellulose material. There are the many mixtures of the material in this bio oil. So how can we separate all of the material from that? So the distillation process is required. So action of the purifying a liquid by process of heating and cooling, that means the distillation process. and it is the very simple and the very cost effective techniques, and most of the industrial industries are use these techniques. So let's see how this bioma how what are the materials and method required for this procedure. So mainly for the biomass origins, there are the many lignocellulosic materials are required, or the organic waste material required. So the first is the rice hulls used in this work were used in this work was locally collected from the rice mills. So the as this figure show about like bagasse, sawdust, and straw, which are used as the organic waste material. And second one is the road dust, which is collected from the local furniture making mills, and many other wheat straws, bagasses, and soybean straw are collected from the local farms. These are the agriculture wastage, agricultural wastage. So after getting this all kind of lignocellulose material or the organic waste material, that all of the waste material milled, screened, and sieved with the particle size between the 150 to 250 micrometer. So before going to the pyrolysis process, this all of the particles are put on the oven at the 105-degree temperature for the 12 hours. Why this process is required? Why this step is required? To remove all the moisture from that particle size. So resulting simply, we after putting the 105 degree Celsius for the 12 hours, we get the very dry particles, very dry biomass particles. So it is very ready for the pyrolysis and the distillation process. So it is a simple process of the biocoal preparation. So after putting the 105-degree temperature at the 12 hours, so the dry powder or the dry rice hulls go for the pyrolysis process. At the pyrolysis process, the temperature is like 500 degree, 500 Celsius. So after the pyrolysis process, there are the mainly two product forms. The first is the bio oil, and the second is the biochar. So what is the use of this both of the product? So the first product is the biochar. Biochar is used in the agriculture purposes. So what are the agriculture purposes? How can we use the biochar? Biochar used as a soil fertility material. So how can that behave like the soil fertility material? Because it increases the carbon amount in the soil. So it makes the soil more fertile. And the second product is the bio oil. How can the bio oil is used in the industrial areas and in many machines? So the bio oil is mainly using the boilers, in the turbines, and many diesel engines also. So and if you don't want to make a bio coal, then you can use that bio oil in the many purposes like in boiler and turbines and industrial diesel engines. So after the bio oil preparation, that bio oil is go for the distillation process. So as I previously discussed, distillation process, it's simply purifying or separating the materials or from that mixture. So this bio oil contain the high amount of the mixture. So this bio oil was distilled under the atmosphere from room temperature to approximately 240 degrees Celsius to obtain the liquid chemicals and biocoal. So after the distillation process of the key heating and the cooling process, that is a finally biocoal is formed, and then other distillates are formed. So what is the biocoal? So what is the use of the biocoal, and how what is the carbon composition? What is the amount of the carbon present into this biocoal? So these are the results. So properties of the biocoal. This is the comparison between the bio oil and the biocoal. The carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen comparison between the bio oil and biocoal. Biocoal contain the high amount of the carbon because it's gone through the two process. First is the pyrolysis and the second is the distillation process. So it contains the high amount of the coal. And this image is the scanning electron microscopic image, which is that shows that biocoal is shows that is biocoal is amorphous in the informous bulk. So these are the carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen comparison between the biocoal and the biocoal. So the biocoal contains the high amount of the carbon. It means that the energy produced by the coal is very higher than the oil. So These are the compositional change during the biocoal production. Simply, it is when the bio oil is gone through the process of the distillation process, atmospheric distillation process, then and converted into the biocoal. So the what are the compositional changes occur into carbon, hydrogen, and the oxygen. So as this graph is show, this blue is the oxygen, this green, this black is the carbon. So the carbon amount is increasing because during the distillation process, that is bio oil converted into the biocoal, that liquid part is gone through during this process, and that condition, that carbon amount is increases because that oil is converted into the solid material on the solid material. So carbon content is reduced, increasing continuously from 34.75 to 64.82%. So the carbon is increasing, like it multiplied twice. And the second is the oxygen content is continuously decreasing 55% to 28%, and hydrogen is also decreasing continuously, and nitrogen content remained as around. So this figure just show about the carbon hydrogen and hydrogen oxygen ratio increasing in the atmospheric distillation process. So HHV means high heating value. It's simply high heating value means when you burn the your source or the your energy source, how much amount of the energy that produce. So simply that is that energy is the biocoal. Biocoal produce the high amount of the energy. The biocoal generate the 13.2 megajoule per kilogram, and the biocoal form the 25.4 megajoule per kilogram energy. So it is a very high amount of the energy. So the biocoal and residue retained in the atmosphere distillation process were also characterized by the FTIR. So yeah, the question is, when you use the fossil fuel and you use this biofuel, what changes will be, because this because the made up of the because the making of the fossil coal, it required the many of the years, but this biocoal you can make whenever you want. So so the question is, there are the many compositional changes is also there. So simply answer is no. This graph is show about, there is FTIR spectra is show about, there are the no any other functional group has been formed. So it is simply simple, like the carbon source you use as a energy. So you can use the fossil fuel and use a biocoal. These are the effect of biomass type on the quality of the biocoal. So yield, biocoal yield, and the mass energy production both depend on the your lignocellulose material, on your organic waste material, which kind of material you will use, which kind of material you will use, that kind of energy you will make. So if you use the risers, you will get the high amount of biocoal yield, but you will get less amount of the mass energy. But when you use the wheat material, you can get the low amount of the biocoal yield, but you will get the high amount of the energy. So these are the different biomass type and biomass types which can differ from the biocoal yield and the mass energy. So these are the energetic, financial, and environmental footprints of the biocoal production. So as I have previously discussed, that is a when we use the biocoal, the greenhouse gases will be reduction, because there are the absence of the sulfur and nitrogen oxide and many other compounds. So this process is the very easy, as I discussed this process previously. Like you take a rices, give the go through the go through the pyrolysis process and grow from the distillation process, and you will get the biocoal. So these are the you have to invest like transportation capital and operation, and you will get the final product, which if you can you can assume like you are investing waste material, and you will get the high amount of the energy, or high, amount- high amount of the energy producible fuel, and it will be a very unique idea or the new idea. And it is also not harming the environment as like fossil fuel. So these are the energetic, financial, and environmental footprints of the biocoal production. So what are the benefits to developing the biocoal based on the renewable energy? The first is the most of the biomass, most of the waste, agriculture waste and the forest waste are generating day by day. So we can use that waste material to produce the biocoal and the biofuel. So it is estimated that the global biomass production in around 146 billion ton per year, of the which about 3% is agriculture waste. Thus, it would be a great chance to developing countries to substitute the conventional fossil fuel based energy with the biocoal based renewable bioenergy. So the second is the greenhouse gas reduction. So it will also help our environment. And third is a high financial benefit. If you produce a high amount of the biocoal, you can export in another countries, then you will get also a high financial benefit also. So final, what are the conclusion? It is a completely new concept, because fossil fuel is continuously decreasing day by day, but you are developing the new sources for the energy. So it is continuously a new concept you can use. It will be very good in the future to generate the energy from the waste material. So it is a very new concept, a new type of energy biocoal to substitute the widely used coal. And the second is the biocoal could be synthesized by the fast pyrolysis coupled with the atmospheric distillation process from the different biomass base. So it is a very unique idea to bio waste management also. So you can invest that bio waste and you will get the high amount of the high hitting value generating material, which are comparable to that which is a very high value comparable to this coal. Okay. And the final is for by using this available biomass waste as a feedstock, a great deal of the CO2 emission reduction and the financial benefits could be expected. So simply this biocoal formation process is very simple, and it will be a very great way to generate energy from the waste, and it will be a very great idea to use in the future to save our earth, and to save our earth from this greenhouse gas effect and many others. So thank you.